Hey y'all, welcome back to Relationship Talk with the Lloyds. I'm Thais.
I'm Courtney.
And we are here with another Married at First Sight review, episode 9. So if you like Married at First Sight, this is the place to be. If you don't, you still want to hear our opinions. And maybe you like the show to watch to see what you think as well.
To make our page grow, you have to hit that like button. That's what you're here for. And the subscription. That's what you're here for. We appreciate you. Now, let's get to the show.
She's frustrated. What bothers me, she's frustrated after only what, it was 20 days into this relationship, because he's on his time and she want him to be on her time, meaning bang 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 bang, and she'd probably feel a little happy. But I really don't. Is We can talk about different things, but about them, but it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, I feel like they just like they don't really their stuff is on the surface. Like they always talk about surface stuff. And they're like tiptoeing around each other. Like she doesn't want to make him upset, he doesn't want to make her upset. But they're on two different wavelengths. Like he's going at one speed and she wants to like go at a super speed, and they have to find some common place with each other. But it was sweet for him to remember that, she likes donuts and to take her on a little date and be nice about it. But his old motivational speech could have been left alone. It wasn't the right time or place.
I am here for a reason. What is your drive? And at least he's trying to get to know her, I guess.
But
But she's like, yo, man, listen, I'm just here for the donuts, man.
that wasn't like a date speech. That wasn't like that's not what I want to talk about. Like he was acting like her life coach. All right, let's move on to Virginia and Erik. What did you think of them this week?
Well, Virginia, it seemed like things has been switched, and he said for many episodes what he want and what he was gonna do. And he was like, I need communication. You can't be thinking I'm in the friend zone, I'm your husband. And she pulls it off like, hey, why you didn't text me? Why you didn't I called you? Why you didn't call me back? I said I beat you. Why you never beat me back? Like she want that communication and stuff, but um he said, yeah, I want to give this to you, but now she was looking for it, and she was golfing, I guess, in the morning time, and she was just like, yeah, what, just call me, just do something. I missed you. No, she didn't say all that, but
Yeah, you really over to it. But I think that it was like the everything was flipped. This time, last episode, she was away and he was missing her and wanting her to contact him. And this time he had to go away for work. And she kind of felt the same way he felt, like, oh, I'm missing him. Like he didn't call me as much. So she was able to see his side of it and how they flip. So hopefully that will, increase the fact that okay, now I have to understand how you feel when you're home and I'm away, and when it's vice versa. But they said I love you to each other. I wasn't expecting that this week. And I thought it came kind of nice and sweet how he was playing the guitar for her. And they laid the lights all down. And I was like, oh, that was kind of sweet. I didn't expect that this week. Even though like I'm a little concerned at the fact that he says he always compares his relationships to his marriage. Like, I don't think people should do that. Like, one relationship is different from another relationship. You're dating two different people. So you should never compare one to the other. Like, every relationship gives you something different and you learn something different from it. And everybody's marriage is different. So I don't think you should ever compare your relationship to other people's or past relationships that you had. You could learn and say, this is something I realize I love, so I want that in this new relationship. But the person itself, I don't think you should compare. What do you think?
yeah, with him comparing the previous relationships to uh their relationship as putting a strain on her. You see, she was a little bit scared. She was like, "Oh, that's scary. That's that's especially her being so young and I was about to say flamboyant, but and being like the way how she is, and he dealing with his insecurities because I guess this is not the typical wife that he would choose, but
How the gal?
they exactly they chose her for him because he probably didn't want or he wanted someone to pull him out
Hmm.
of his stagnation, his he wanted to be a little bit more happy and cheerful and outgoing, and they brought her on the scene and she's doing this, and you know but one thing I want to touch on was their different relationships and their marriage, and what they seen when they was growing up. He had
Hmm.
a successful marriage with his parents and she didn't, and that's what I think is kind of different for them, that she want to be married, but she didn't have no good example to do this thing, and he's a little bit more serious about it because his parents
Hmm.
has been married. I mean, how many years? I'm guessing
It's
40,
like
50,
40 years
60
or
years.
something like that.
Something that nature, and he want the best, and he going after it, and she just like, hey, I just want to party. Like, I want the relationship, but don't try to control me. But I don't think Erik is. He's showing controlling ways, but I don't think he's really controlling.
I don't know how that works. He's just a little bit controlling, but not a lot controlling. But I think
He's trying. He's trying to. What I'm saying is, he's trying to coach her along to get her out of her rut, and she's trying to coach him along to get him out of his rut. I think they working. They pulling against each other, but we'll see.
both of them got to do a give and take. I think it's important to kind of think about that couples need to realize that your upbringing does make a difference in how you look in relationships. And we did a video about that I'm going to drop in the cards that you could watch after this. That the way you're brought up does affect how you have relationships with your significant other. Just as you said, Erik had a wonderful outlook of how relationships should be. The fact that his parents been together for a long time. Virginia has a negative outlook. She's seen her parents get divorced. She's looking at relationships that this is how relationships work. You don't get along, you get divorced, and families break up. So because of that, she's like, when she gets too serious with guys, she says she runs away. So, I think it's important for people to understand that there's no conversations that you have to talk about. And I'm glad that we're able to kind of bring that up and bring that out and talk about their past and how they were brought up, because it will affect their relationship in the future.
See, but it does affect them, but they don't have to be a product of their environment just because the relationships that they seen has failed. That don't mean they supposed to fail or they're going
Yeah.
to fail.
You can learn
Okay,
from
let's
what
get.
you see. You can see, okay, that I saw that example and it was not a good example. That's not something I want to do or something I want to have in my future relationships. But everybody, things affect people differently. Some people might look at it and say, this is not what I want. And some people might look at it and say, well, this is what all I'm known. So I guess this is what it's like. But hopefully, through this process, they both come together, and Virginia could see that just because your family might have had different outlook and different ways of having a good, successful relationship, doesn't mean that you can't have one for yourself. All right. So, anything else on Virginia and Erik?
I think that's all. That's
All
it.
right. So let's move on to Chris and Paige. Now, last week, I was praising Sister Paige, and I was like, Sister Paige then finally got herself together.
And I
And
kept
you
pumping the
said it.
brakes,
Yes,
like,
you said it. That I might have to eat my words. And this week, I'm eating them. I'm
so
eating them
hold
all
on.
up.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you saying that superwoman that she was for a moment has gone away? What are you
I
saying?
think she was gonna be Superwoman. When she went, and first of all, I wouldn't have went and meet him anyway. But I guess she just wanted to hear what he had to say.
Right.
And when she went and met him, she was ready to leave. And then when the producer was like, well, go back and tell him, I'm like, just let her leave. That was all the producer's fault. They sent her back over there because she was up and ready to leave. She was like, see, this is why I didn't want to come here, blah, blah, blah. And then they was like, well, go back there and say it to him. And soon as she went back there, she got back into the daggone lion's den. And he brought her right back in. And I was like, Paige, no, Paige, no. But
Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna say this real quick.
What you got to say?
Do you think our Paige is bipolar?
I ain't putting no bipolar on nobody. I ain't no doctor. I don't think she's bipolar. I think that she really wants to be married and she's committed to the process. And she's just like, she just wants to have a good relationship and have a marriage. She's willing to work and do whatever she can. It's like as soon as she see like a slimmer or a little bit of hope of it maybe working out, she's ready to jump at it. And that's at a fault. She saw that little, it's like a little window of maybe this could work. I think people do this all the time. It's like they want to walk away from the situation, but they're like, but what if I stay? It might work out. But like, should I just go? I can't take this no more. But then they're like, in a little bit of thought, like, maybe if I stay, maybe we could work it out. Maybe this could happen. I think that's what's going through her mind. She is like, I don't know. My thing is like, where is Paige people? Like, why is she meeting with Chris's pastor? Like, why are we not seeing her meeting with her family? We see everybody else. Chris meeting with his people. Like all the other couples, you hear their friends giving them advice last week. Where are Paige's people? It's like they got Paige confined away from her people. They could talk some sense into her. Where's her girlfriends? Where's her brother and that we met in the first couple episodes? Where are those people to give her some type of advice to kind of help her move away from this situation? That's all I want to know. Where's Paige people at?
Let me say one thing. Maybe they're not showing them because she's devoted to this whole marriage at first sight thing, and she's blinded, and she's willing to be blinded, and she's stuck in it because she want to be in it. Like, come on now. Like, you can't say one thing and do another thing, because you'll be a hypocrite and you'll be lying to yourself. And I think Paige is doing that to herself. People say that she don't have no discernment, whatever the case is. And I hate talking bad about her because I guess that's what I'm doing. But I'm trying to bring out ways on that she's probably not, seeing about herself, because you can't say I'm a superwoman and I'm going to take my power back and just don't do that and say this relationship no longer serves me, right? And says it so many different times, multitude of times, and then and then announce to the girls, hey, listen, you know what? I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to talk to him a little bit later on. The girls is like, what are you talking about? Listen, this whole relationship thing's giving me whiplash. And
I feel like, I have a theory. I wonder if that whole plan, because everybody's saying that Chris and Mercedes, they might have planned this together just to be on the show. I wonder if Mercedes saying that she didn't want Chris back was all a plan so that now Chris could call Paige back so they could stay married. Like, that could be a theory. Because everybody's saying she was never married, but then Chris just posted on his social media that they supposedly had a miscarriage. They lost the baby. So that's why she's not pregnant now. There's so many stories about this whole thing. It's like, when is it going to end? Like, when are we going to be done with this? Like, I don't want to deal with them anymore. I want to just talk about how the couples are going. what are the ups and downs of the couples, and do we think they're gonna make it? Like, I don't want the drama of them anymore. I'm so sick of it.
Ask me, do I care? I don't care nothing about what your boy Chris is posting. He's posting lies and he's talking lies straight to Paige face. And Paige is like, you know what? I thank you for your honesty.
Oh my god.
What how
When
you
has he been
say
honest?
what he
And he was mad because she met with his pastor. Like, dude, get out of here. You ain't got no reason to be mad.
the pastor shouldn't have even came up on the show. That put him in a bad light. You know, even though he talked the truth about Chris, but he shouldn't have been there. I don't know what he was trying to do.
He
You
was
know,
trying to get his little 15 minutes of fame. He over here trying to come for Pastor Cal's job because everybody on social media talk about, oh, he should be one of the experts. He should replace Pastor Cal. I'm like, no, get that man out of here. Him and his fake hairline. We don't want him on the show as no expert. And I'm like, that whole conversation he was talking to Paige, I was like, that hairline is bothering me. Why is it so like far? Like, if they're gonna do it right. Like, that don't even make sense. It was so far. Him and his fake hairline need to go somewhere. That's cute in the beginning. He's not cute no more to me. he was fine in the beginning, but now he done turned ugly.
oh, what I'm saying is I hate to go back to this whole bipolar thing, but
He's still on there.
okay, for a person to be saying, yo, you pissing me off and this and that, and get up and walk away, and then to say, hey, you know what? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Paige. I'm Chris. That's sickening to see.
Yeah, that's it to
You're
see, but that happened all the time. Look at the movie Malcolm and Marie. They cursed each other out and everything, and then they still was together. People have that's called a toxic relationship. It's
okay then.
toxic. Toxic
Okay,
relationship. It's a
so
bunch of people
for
in
you to
toxic
be for
relationships.
you for you to be in a toxic relationship, that has to reflect something about you and your mental health. Am I
That
right or
no,
wrong?
you just some people
I
just have
know.
low some people just have low self-esteem, and some people are just able to be manipulated, but that doesn't mean you have a mental health issue. We're gonna agree to disagree on that end. All right, let's move on to Hailey and Jacob. So Hailey and Jacob, they had a lot of issues to get through this week. He basically asked her if she was attracted to him, and she was honest and said she's not attracted to him. So at least she is being honest with him now. So now I think he took a little hit from that, the fact that she said she's not attracted to him. But she took some steps. I feel like this week she really showed that, she's gonna try. She listened to her friends. Her friends was telling her, you gotta put some more effort in it. And basically saying if all you're concerned about is the fact that he can't dress, that could change. And this week she tried to change that. She bought homeboy some new clothes, and he was modeling the clothes for her. And maybe now she could say, okay, that's surface stuff, that's superficial things. Let's get a little deeper and look at why we were really matched and how we could move from this place and maybe find some attraction. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think I think she felt bad because she did this dude the previous 3 weeks wrong, and now she want to put, 3 weeks later she want to put in effort. It's probably too late because you was dealing with a emotional guy that's had insecurities, and since you brought it out of him, now you probably feel a little bad, and it's probably too late because now she has to know she needs much more patient for the relationship to work now, because he's going to be coming at her. He was throwing digs at her, and
He
she need to
was.
be patient if she want the marriage to work. So she need to just take it in the chin. She got a big enough chin, and I'm so wrong.
Well,
I'm so wrong.
you are.
I'm so wrong. Hey, but she is a pretty girl. I think she's pretty, but she just got that Superman chin. Anyway, she dug herself in the hole, you know, and she's need patience to get out. That's what I have to say. They both vulnerable right now. Their relationship is vulnerable, and yeah, yeah.
I think only Jacob is vulnerable. Like Hailey has her walls up. And when you think about both of them, they both have they're taking what happened in past relationships and bringing it to this relationship. Hailey's still
Yep.
stuck on her past relationship that didn't go well. That I was watching her on Unfiltered, and she said the issue in her past relationship that she hasn't dated so long because the guy had a baby with somebody else. So now she has that. She built up walls because of that. And then Jacob, he had his ex-girlfriends, the fact that he found out he was the other person. So I'm like, they're taking baggage from other relationships and bringing it to this. And that can't be. They have to learn to kind of come into this relationship and take all this baggage and stuff they have from past relationship and leave it in the past and come into this with a fresh start. Truly saying this is a brand new person. I'm gonna try to kind of not bring the baggage I have from past relationships. Hailey needs to break down her walls, and Jacob needs to be a little bit more understanding the fact that she had some issues. Like she needs to be able to feel like she can be vulnerable. And in order for her to feel like she can be vulnerable, he has to kind of be a little bit more patient with her and stop talking about daggone 80s. That's what he needs to do.
What you think about his house? We finally got to see his house in the backyard and the pool
His
and this and
house
that. And
bad. It's not as great as I thought it was gonna be, but it's not bad. He had a nice pool. His house is big because they was like kept going and kept going. And I liked his gym. He had a sauna. Like he had a lot of stuff in that house. So I could see why he talked about it all the time. We gave him a lot of flack for talking about his house, but it's a big house and he has a lot of different parts that most people would love. But it is an older looking house though. But it was nice. I can't find like I get why Jacob talked about his house so much.
hey, he was like, hey, this is custom. This is that. This is this. Like he take
He's
pride
proud
in
of
his
his house.
house.
Let's move on to Briana and Vincent, our last couple. Now, so a lot of people was getting on Briana and say she bossy and she did this, and some people I know that I'm talking to right now was trying to say that she was talking to Vincent a little way and she shouldn't have said this and that, the other. What you got to say this week? He ain't champagne Vinny to me. He's sensitive Vinny.
Well, let me tell you one thing.
What?
She still has her ways, and he has his ways. Like I said he has an anger issue before anybody else said, you know, just because he bull rushed Chris. And I said, hey, we got to watch him. There's something going on with him because you don't do these certain things. You try to calm, things down. Or when he bull rushed him, I was like, yeah, he probably got a little anger issue. But listen, they both have their own ways. All right, let's
Mhm.
get that straight.
Okay,
You
I
see,
agree.
you no. I don't want to hear that now because you trying to reflect it back on me for what I was saying about him and what he was doing and what she was doing. No. She has her ways. She's a nitpicker, and as you see, let me say, she said, "I look for flaws, okay, and pull them out and forget them, yeah, whatever, and love them." Come on, that sounds good and all, whatever. It's a different perspective, but you got your problems, Miss Madam, Bree Bree. You
You
got
got
issues, and I'm not putting it on my man Vince. Yes, he's sensitive, and I did say that before, but you ain't gonna sit here and call me out for what I said, because I can stand back on what I said and stand just like this because I done said right things.
all right.
Now then,
Anyway, um, okay,
don't
let's
have
just
nothing to
the
say.
fact I do
Don't have
appreciate
nothing
the
to say.
fact that they said I love you to each other. It was kind of it was weird. It wasn't as cute as when Woody said I love you to Amani.
I'm a piggyback on what you said. It was weird. You know what was weird about it?
What?
Because she baited him into saying, I love
Oh
you.
my gosh.
That was weird.
How did she
Period.
bait him into saying I love you?
I just broke the internet. She did it. She did it. I know people like Bree Bree, and like I said, she's cute and all this and that. But listen to her words. Go back and listen to her words. She didn't say "I love you." She basically, went around it and then say, "Hey, I'm falling in love with you," or something of that. She used her words, and he just came out and say, "Hey, yeah, I love you too," and then ah, whatever.
I don't believe that. I feel like it was a little. It wasn't as I was expecting to be a little bit more cute. It felt like a script. The way he was like, "We're gonna be using that word soon," and then all of a sudden they're saying, "I love you." So I was like, "All right, you said I love you." Okay. My issue is now she is saying, he did a nice gesture for her. He got the bike. She said at the wedding she wanted a bike because he's
That was
biking.
nice. That was
That was
nice.
cute. That was a very nice gesture, and it was cute. And then she's in return was like, okay, let me do something nice for him. I'm gonna take him salsa dancing so we can learn how to dance salsa. Now, most people would think he knows how to do that. But salsa was more of a Cuban, like Cuban people do salsa. He's Dominican. Dominican people dance bachata. I don't know if I'm saying that right, right? So he knows how to do bachata, but he don't know how to salsa. So I'm thinking, perfect. You both don't know how to do it. So if you're doing something new, you're learning, you mess up, you laugh, you just go with the flow. But Vincent just has an issue.
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
wait, wait. You had your turn.
Wait a minute.
Vincent
Wait a minute.
cannot
Wait a minute.
mess up. Like,
He
I
don't know
think,
how to dance. He don't know how to dance because if you look at his footsteps, he is heavy footed and he couldn't move his feet.
what are you, an
He had
expert?
brick.
You a
I'm
dance
just telling
expert
you.
now?
I don't know. I don't know, but it looked to me that he couldn't dance a lick. Go ahead. I was like, man, he can't dance.
But that's beside the point. The whole point is just something new and something fun, and we're both learning. Every time he messed up, he got mad. I feel like this is some past issue that is still like affecting him. I feel like maybe he got picked on at school, or like every time he did something bad, somebody said something to him and teased him about it. And every time now as an adult, he does something bad and somebody comments about him, he goes back to when he was a little kid being teased. That gotta be something psychological. Because I'm like, why are you getting mad? And then he goes back into that sulky, messing up the whole night. And then when she has to like bring it out of him for him to finally say, no, I'm not okay. I'm like, dude, why are you getting mad because you didn't know how to salsa? Like, that's nothing to get mad over. He's like, oh, I'm hot, I'm sweating. Like, come on. It wasn't that a big deal. Nothing for you to get mad over. And once again, we got sensitive Vinny acting and getting upset over some minor thing. You still defending
Finish now.
sensitive Vinny? I'm done now. I'm done.
I'm not defending anyone. I'm just stating what I see and that's it. I'm just giving my opinion. But hey, I don't feel that he knew how to dance and and she should have asked him before she made that suggestion, do you know how to dance? Because now you done brought him into an environment that he wasn't comfortable in, and she tried to play him because she can dance and she's in shape and he's out of shape. He got a little gut going there and he couldn't take steps properly, and she tried to play him, and that's why he's upset.
She said he loved to dance. That's why she took him to salsa. She wasn't trying to play him. That man is just too sensitive. He needs to go see somebody about that and talk about whatever happened to him in his past so he can stop bringing that up and go mess up their relationship because he didn't deal with being teased as a kid. I'm like,
Hey,
dude, get
hey,
over it.
let me tell you this. See, he brought out another point on when he drew up the board and the four Spanish words that he had up there, and he told her, he was like, "Listen, basically, don't worry about my chicken scratch, because he know that
She's gonna say something.
pick. So you can't just put everything on him. He's trying to, in advance, foreknowledge, foresight, saying, hey, I'm trying to do something nice here. Don't bust me down.
Whatever. But I think that was kind of nice for him to. I ain't gonna agree with you. It was kind of nice for him to try to bring his culture and help her to learn Spanish words. Because if you're married to someone of a different culture and speaking another language, when you go around their family, it's like you want to know what they're talking about. You want to engage in the conversation. So I think that's definitely was cute, and it was a way for him to kind of bring her into his culture a little bit. And she tried to do the same by taking the salsa, but the boy then got mad because he got 2 left foot, according to you. All right. Anything else on no?
At least we can end off with a happy, I guess the best relationship out of the 5.
Yeah.
And they laughing, they happy, they over here, shimmying together. Hey, it's nice to see, and I hope they make it.
All right, y'all. That's it for us. Married at First Sight review of episode number 9. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, hit that bell so you can see when we have another video coming up, and drop your comments in the chat to see who do you agree with. We still on this Briana and Vincent issue. Who do you agree with, me or Courtney?
See, why are you trying to make it against,
I'm just trying to get
we fighting here. What are you trying to do here? All right, we love y'all. Lloyd Love Movement. When you hit that subscribe button, this is what you get. We bring it all of the time. We love you. You love us. Hey, let's keep it moving. Share it into your cycle, your people, and cycle. Go.
All right, y'all. See y'all next time with another video. Relation Talk with the Lloyds. We'll see y'all. Peace. Bye, y'all.